I'm guessing when people come to this channel for the first time, they probably think being a pro home cook means you're making bread for 2 days straight, or you're cooking up meals that take hours to produce. But the truth is, I'm busy, just like all of you. And a lot of times, my meals do not look like that at all. I get home from a busy day and I'm just trying to produce a meal in 15 minutes. And that's what a pro home cook is. Still showing up when you're tired, when you're busy, to put food on the table. And that's what today is all about. I'm gonna be showing you my top 4 15-minute meals. Those dishes that are super customizable that I continue to go back to when I'm either busy, when I'm lazy, or I just want a really delicious meal in a short period of time. So first off, here's the new set, the new Pro Home Cook set. It won't look like this for long, and I'm not getting rid of the studio. I'll explain all of that later. But here's what we're working with now. I wanted to film a video here before I renovate and make this more within the Pro Home Cook style, just to have a little before to compare it to the after. But that's coming over the next few months. For now, let's get into the recipes. And the first recipe we're doing is a 15-minute pasta, just a quick tomato sauce. And most people in a flash would go for a can of tomato sauce like this, or a jar. But today is about making 15-minute dinners that are still completely made from scratch. That's the challenge, and the best way to accomplish that are these babies right here. Cherry tomatoes. Why? Because they are packed with flavor, they're packed with sugar. You don't need to stew them down for hours and hours to get a lot of flavor. It's gonna take a very short period of time. First things first, let's get a pot of water on the burner and just bring that up to a boil for the pasta. Next, I'm gonna get a pan on a burner preheating on a low heat. I'm gonna dice up an onion nice and small so it cooks quickly, and I'll dump in a good bit of olive oil to coat the bottom of the pan. And there's really not many ingredients, so a high quality olive oil is really going to help you out. So I'll throw the onions into the pan and start sweating them down. And in the meantime, I'll chop up some garlic. And generally, I'll just slice it because it's quicker. And I find that it's a little easier to protect from burning when you got those bigger chunks. I'll toss that in with the onions and cook everything down for a few minutes. So I'm just sweating the onions and garlic. You can see I'm not really getting too much color, but that is a lot of flavor. Now, a lot of things are about to happen. Salty, dump in these tomatoes whole. They'll pop, they'll stew down. Put a lid on that so they start to break down. Now my water is boiling, so I've got some penne here. Use whatever you want. Throw that in there. I'm guessing that's like 7 or 8 minutes. 12 to 14 minutes, that seems aggressive. This is a pretty vigorous boil. I don't think it's gonna take that long. If it does, we're already breaking rules. So I'm gonna keep my eye on that. I'm gonna keep my eye on that. In the meantime, I'm gonna chop up some parsley. You can use basil if you want, and some Parmesan. So typically I would microplane the Parmesan right into the pasta, but I don't have one right now. I think that worked, sort of. Good, not good. So let's take a peek here. So those tomatoes look amazing. And typically I would take like a potato masher, but I only have a few tools right now in this kitchen. So let's see what this might work. And I just wanna smash. It's really gonna speed up the process. I'll turn that down to very low. I'm telling you, that took no time, and I mean, that looks pretty damn good to me. I don't even have a spoon to try. I'm using the spatula. So sweet already, incredible. That's why I love those cherries. A little bit more salt, cracked pepper. Can I do this with one hand? Not very well. Check in on the pasta, cooking away. So that was like 10 minutes, and this is definitely al dente. So watch how this comes together. This is looking amazing. Even though that's reduced a lot, totally fine, because we're gonna add a lot of liquid right now. Pasta right into sauce. We'll add just a little bit of that for now. Now we really want the noodles to suck up that sauce and to create a creaminess with all of that extra starch. Like right now, that's looking a little bit weak. Noodles look a little bare. Take a little more of this, create more sauce. Let that reduce and get thick. Okay, now we'll get that cheesy in there. A little more pasta water. Now it's looking so much better. When it's at that point, we'll add the fresh. You can use basil too. A little water to just thin it out a bit. Transformation. Little pepper. I don't even have a goddamn fork. Bon appetit. Now don't expect 15 minutes the very first time you make this. Anytime you try something new, it's gonna take some time to get into the flow. But this pasta dish right here is an absolute crowd pleaser. The tomato sauce is loaded with depth of flavor. It's got the sweetness, got the creaminess, the cheesiness. Perfect, and you don't need a store-bought tomato sauce or tomato sauce that's gonna take you an hour to make. I wanted to hit multiple cuisines, giving you options, plus that's how I like to eat. So I'm gonna do some Mexican food, and generally with Mexican cuisine, you need a bunch of different elements to bring a dish together. But if you make a quesadilla, now that's something that can come together in under 15 minutes. And that's what I'm gonna do right now, a quesadilla with a little twist. I'm gonna start off getting a saute pan preheating on a medium heat. I'm using a non-stick, but a stainless steel, a carbon steel, or a cast iron will work great for this as well. First ingredient I'm prepping is the bacon. So I'm gonna chop up 4 pieces into small chunks, get that sizzling away and rendering down in the pan. Now there's only a little bit more prep for this dish. All I'm gonna do is slice up a tomato nice and thin, and for the cheese I'm using some fresh mozzarella and a little bit of spicy Gouda, which is what I have, but it's a quesadilla. Anything that melts will probably taste good. What I like doing is tilting the pan a tad so you start deep frying that bacon in its own fat so you can finish it off with a nice even cook. And I'm also gonna save some of this extra fat for frying the quesadilla, since we only need a little bit right now to saute a whole bunch of spinach. And the spinach is only gonna take a minute to develop a little bit of color and to wilt down. And you don't need any salt for that because there's plenty of residual salt in that fat from the bacon. Now all we have to do is assemble 2 flour tortillas, bottom layer mozzarella, then I go on with the crispy bacon, a nice even layer of spinach, then about 2 to 3 slices of tomato per dia, and then sandwich that in with a top layer of spicy Gouda or whatever you have, and smushy smush. So remember that saved bacon fat? Well, that goes back into the pan, and I'm gonna pop in those dias and coat the bottom with fat and then flip them over right away, making sure that one side doesn't absorb all of that fat in the cooking process. And now, my friends, we fry, which is actually a great time to get ahead of the cleaning. Always think about multitasking, especially with these quick meals. I know sometimes when we're preparing dinner, it's a mad rush, but it is nice to not be left with a huge mess at the end of your cooking process. So I'm gonna clean as much as possible while these quesadillas fry away.
Now the beautiful thing about making 2 folded quesadillas rather than stacking 2 are these beautiful folded edges. I personally like a folded edge piece better than a piece like that that's already leaking out the side. This is a contained bite right here. Plus it's much easier to flip and make. Now there is one more thing, totally not necessary. This baby is loaded with flavor already, but because I have it, and yeah, I'll throw a recipe in the description. This right here is an avocado cilantro crema. You could probably make it within the 15 minutes if this is frying. I was actually thinking about that. Dippy. Typical quesadilla is usually just cheese, maybe some shredded meat. I like adding as many veggies as possible to make it more of a complete meal. It's just something that's super simple to make, it's quick, and you can replace out those ingredients with anything. I make this with eggs all the time. Really, whatever I have in the pantry is being customized into my quesadillas.
So this next one is a noodle stir fry, something I make all of the time, and you knew a stir fry would make it on this list because they're super quick to bring together. Now it's inspired by a pad see ew, the popular Thai dish, but I'm certainly not calling this traditional because I customize this with whatever I have in my fridge or in my pantry. Bring together something really delicious. But there is one traditional ingredient I gotta go grab real quick. Everybody's hanging out over here, except you. Oh, jackpot. I would say eggs are the one mandatory for this dish. Thank you. This stir fry starts off with a base of onions and peppers, and make sure you slice your veggies up pretty thin so they cook faster when you're trying to make a quick dinner. I would suggest not using olive oil. It's just the only thing I have in this kitchen right now. Use something more neutral for this dish. Just coating the bottom. Now while the veggies are stir frying on a high heat, I'm gonna work on some aromatics. I'm using ginger and garlic. I'm gonna slice through both of them separately, and then I can combine them and rock a fine chop. Then those go into the pan and I'll stir fry everything together for a few minutes. It's all about high heat and quick color for a stir fry like this, which you can see is developing nicely here. Now over here, I washed some bok choy, but any greens will be great. You can use spinach, kale, any leafy green, but I love bok choy because it holds up nice to the stir fry. And I'll just go ba-ba. Now once my veggies have some nice color, I'm gonna push them aside to make room for the eggs. I'll crack in a few eggs, give them a little scramble, and incorporate that in with all of the veggies so I can stir fry everything together. I'm gonna shout out this brand right here. They make a flat rice noodle specific for pad see ew, but I've made this dish so many times with just rice noodles. Just make sure you soak them in cold water before if they're not fresh to hydrate them. These don't need to be hydrated. So now that that's in there, I'm hitting it with the flavor. A little bit of sesame oil, a bit of rice vinegar for some tang, soy, of course, salty. Oh, fish sauce, umami, salty as well. And then I'll add just a little bit of water to make sure those noodles hydrate. So once the noodles are nice and softened, that's when you can really start stir frying everything together, getting some color on not just the veggies, but also the noodles. Looking so good. The last thing I'll do is I got some basil from the garden. I'll throw that in there, but you can use green onion or cilantro, any type of fresh herb. This is what I'm talking about. On a fry on the egg, crispy egg, you want a little bit of that fry in the noodle. I love this dish because it's complete. You've got protein in there, you've got veggies, you've got carbs. It's fresh and salty at the same time. Super customizable, like I said. I'm telling you, these are the actual dishes I make all the time. You master just a few, that's all you need to be a good cook, or at least enough so your partner stops complaining. This last 15-minute meal is by far my laziest, and I say that very respectfully because I think every home cook needs a few lazy go-to meals in their arsenal when they're truly just tired at night and they need food on the table. That's generally where this baby comes out. You know I love the air fryer, and you've seen me do wings in the air fryer. Now I ranked 6 different techniques of air fryer wings, and the very best one takes about 35 minutes, but the second best one takes just about 15 minutes, and that's what I'm gonna show you. And while this thing is air frying, well, I'm gonna whip up a quick little side dish. I've got 12 chicken wings here, a little over a pound. Into a bowl, dust with some flour, your favorite spice mix, and some salt, and coat until they look like that. Basket, I would spray it, but I don't have spray. A little bit of oil, rub that on there. Wings, 380, 15 minutes. Just enough time to whip up a quick salad. So this is a single portion salad dressing. We've got some lemon juice, little bit of sweetener. I'm using maple syrup, but you can use honey. Tiny bit of mustard, little salt, little pepper, whisk. As simple as it gets right there. Lemon Dijon goodness right there. Put that aside. Slice up some red onion. Paper thin. Little bit of radish. Pop that in. I've got some tomato left over from the quesadilla. Put that into some cubes. And then I've got these beautiful little gem lettuce leaves. Big ones I'll just break in half. Small ones I'll keep whole and toss. So I filmed making this salad, which always takes a little longer, and I still have 5 minutes left to go. So I can clean now, which will save me cleanup after I eat. All right, 22 seconds left. Let's see what we got. Woo! Perfection. This might look like a ridiculous dinner, but to be honest, I eat this a lot. Me and my wife, perfect dinner. You can replace the salad with veggie, sweet potato fries will do a lot. Probably my ultimate lazy meal right here. But a lot of times it hits the spot. Perfect chicken wings, a refreshing salad, good balance there. So these are 4 of my top 10, I would say, 15-minute meals. A lot of you asked for these quick dinners, so let me know if you want some more. I've got a few in my back pocket. So as always, thanks for watching, and click on this video right here if you want some more food inspiration.